Hello walkers, and welcome back to Livingston, Montana. It is a blustery 7 o'clock. It's probably 45 degrees, 55 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm not sure what it is in Celsius because I'm in a bit of a rush. Well, first of all, my name's Henry. I will be your proxy walker, your virtual travel guide, and welcome to City Walks, where we take you out on explorations, sometimes on nature trails, sometimes in cities. I'm going to go ahead and apologize a little bit for the wind. I've been dodging this rain that you see coming all day, trying to get a walk in, and I keep losing that bet. I'm just going to show you a couple more of these views. You can see how absolutely stunning it is from up here. Right now you're looking down at the Wineglass in Paradise Valley. The Yellowstone River flows past downtown. You can see the train yards. In fact, we're going to walk over there. Welcome to all our 360 viewers. I'm giving that another shot. I think I have a better system rigged up. In fact, I do have to do one thing, so bear with me. Hopefully that'll, oh, sorry about the bouncing. In fact, I'm gonna do something I don't normally do. I'm gonna whip this GoPro around and show myself to you guys. All right, and you can see the 360, another attempt at the 360 filming. Hi guys. Sorry about the bouncing. And we're gonna go up here to the edge of this cliff. We are up on the major hill looking over Livingston to the east. So we're looking to the west, I'm sorry, we're looking east, southeast. You can see I-90, the Yellowstone River, all that fun stuff. And you see in the distance there, Sheep Mountain. And what you don't see are the crazies out that way, the crazy mountains. They are shrouded in clouds. Anyway, for those of you watching on 360, welcome. Let me know how this goes, assuming that it goes well enough for me to post. I'm gonna, sorry to twist around. This is the hill on which there's a giant P for Park County and a giant fish that you may have seen from some of my other videos. I'm trying desperately to shield this microphone. Maybe this will work a little better from the wind. So I apologize for all that. I think it's sounding pretty good. A little muffled, but we'll have to make do. You can see all these giant antennas up here, and then you can see the sun and the rain coming. Got an antenna over here, and we're going to walk down on the west side of this hill. There's this whole little neighborhood up here. The views, as you can tell, are absolutely spectacular. Especially in this light. Oh my goodness, it's windy. And it's really not even that windy for Livingston. It's probably 20 miles an hour. Maybe a little more. So I've got these cheap $4 earbuds that I got at a gas station. And I'm hoping they don't sound too bad. Okay, this house over here is one of the landmarks of Livingston, referred to as the Octagon. And you can see it from miles and miles and miles away. It was actually for sale 5 to 10 years ago. And I think everybody in town would have liked to have bought it, except for the wind. The wind is rough up here. There's nothing to block it as it comes out of the valley from the south. Look at that light, you guys. Absolutely beautiful. Maybe we're gonna dip down, get a little bit of a respite from this wind. Sorry for the jacket noises. I know on my recent gardener walk, I was talking about how the audio was cutting out, and sorry, free this a little bit. I was talking about how the audio was cutting out, and I think it was just these cheap earphones. And I got home and it was fine. For all of you who joined us for the premiere of that, thanks so much. I really do enjoy interacting with you guys, answering questions, responding to your chats, all that fun stuff. I'm actually not going to be able to premiere this one in the same way because we're going to go down to Idaho for 2 nights, and we got to leave before this will actually post. So we'll try and get next time. I had a lot of fun. Hope you did too. Got about 20 or 30 people that showed up at any given time. Got some people walking their dogs up here. And yeah, it's a good time. And then I'm also, depending on cell signal, there may not be good cell signal, but I might try and do another live stream. I did one last Saturday. This would be on Saturday. Last Saturday in Bozeman, and had a great time despite the snowy weather. We'd gotten a couple inches of snow, but it was pretty. And again, a lot of people showed up and watched the live stream. A lot of fun. Hit me up in the comments section below. Hi there, how are you guys doing? Good, thanks. If you have any questions about Livingston, or, oh my gosh, here comes the wind again. Jacket goes back up. Or about the wind, the weather. Woo-hoo. In fact, I might even stop talking for a little bit, can you believe it? And just walk. This is called Goat Mountain Road. I've never actually heard it referred to as Goat Mountain. I know I said I was going to stop talking, but it's a little self-conscious, with this giant antenna-looking contraption hanging off my back. But that's kind of the price, you know, of greatness. Just joking. I drove up here the other morning to take a time lapse for a client, and this old dog was lying in the middle of the road enjoying the sun. Hey there, pup. How you doing? So you can see again the canyon that the river goes through. I can't remember the name of the canyon. Everybody just refers to it as the wine glass. I've mentioned this before. The wine glass is actually the hill to the right. And it got that name, I just discovered this year, because 100 years ago, or whenever it was, there was a guy that owned land up there and he was cutting firewood, and the remaining cleared out space ended up looking like a wine glass. And I saw a photo of it. It's pretty interesting. At least that's the story I heard. Look at that light, guys. Isn't that amazing? So beautiful. And then off to the left here, shrouded in clouds, are the Absarokas. And behind those trees is Livingston Peak, also in the clouds. Apparently, I haven't done this yet. I want to. It's fun to ride your bike down this little ravine. And I don't really know who owns all this land over here, but there's certainly some trails for bikes and that sort of thing. I don't think motorized vehicles would be welcome, but trying to tighten up the strap across my chest. It's not really working out for me. Okay, so this is High Ground Avenue and Blue Heron Drive here. And there's some houses with some wonderful views. You can see the octagon in the sun there. Maybe we'll come back up that way. These little tiny houses over here are just this past year. And I think they're for affordable housing, which of course, like many of these communities, Livingston is quite short of affordable housing at the moment. They're pretty nice though. I mean, definitely tiny, but they are new. They're probably pretty well insulated and contained in a decent, clean, dry place. That's nice. So I guess this development where we started is called High Ground. I think that's what this sign shows. I'll show you that in a minute. Looks like we're going to miss the rain after all. It sort of disappeared, or maybe went south. I don't know. Oh, we'll get a good view of the fish too, because we're going to actually make a left on the reservoir. We've got I'll show you this iron goat statue. Pretty fun. Rustic, if you know what I'm saying. And then I'm gonna pan you around. You can see the octagon again, a little bit of that fish, and then the High Ground sign. It's been around for quite a while. Oh, there's a at least one mule deer up on the fish. We have had the most amazing spring bird feeder action this year. It's been wonderful. We've had tanagers, Bullock's orioles, Baltimore orioles, believe it or not. I think we had an evening grosbeak earlier on. We've had lazuli buntings if you're into birding. It's pretty cool. A little thrush. I think a Swainson's thrush. I'm not really sure. When you get into those brown ones that look so similar, it's really hard for me to tell the difference. Now that I have time, I'm going to look up. It's 7:21 currently, 52 degrees Fahrenheit. What is that in Celsius? 10 or 11 degrees Celsius. And that's PM, by the way, 7:21 PM. We're going to go up here. We'll see a little bit of this fish. That it's the outline of a fish. It would be awesome to think that it was ancient, but definitely put here by European settlers or European types. And I don't know the history of it, like when it was started. I think every year the high school seniors come up and renew it, touch it up. This is Reservoir and Sea. You can see sea drops down towards town. It doesn't go all the way through though. There's actually no official road that comes up or goes down to town from this side, from this north end, east end. Oh man, I get confused in this town about what's east and west because everything's kind of on an angle. And I want everything to be aligned. But they didn't ask me. You can see that fish up there. Just a little bit. We're going to make a right on D. And we're going to point straight down. You can see, I think that's the, I'm going to say that's the East Side School, way down there. See trucks on I-90 in the distance, a rail yard. Oh, the smell is wonderful. All these fruit trees are flowering, the lilacs are flowering. It's fantastic. It is a beautiful time of year, despite the recent snow and rain and mud. It's difficult you're getting impatient to want to be outside doing fun things out in the woods think something just stopped. We're gonna worry about that later. But it's muddy, and some places still snowy. What's going on there? The 360 camera's beeping away. I guess I could try to control it. Coming up on Summit Street. We got a dead end down here. I've actually been to a party down here a long time ago. And you can see more of the view before. I don't think we are going to go down there. What the heck? Not sure why my 360 stopped. Oh. Well, hopefully it'll keep going. You can see the rail yard down there. Those big buildings where they used to do a lot of maintenance. I guess they still do maintenance down in there. You can see all the oil cars. We get a lot of oil cars coming through here and a lot of coal cars. And then the occasional airplane fuselage that goes out to Seattle and the Boeing factory. Probably coming from St. Louis, would be my guess. Anyway. If you're watching on the 360 and I've managed to stitch things together and post it, my apologies for any gaps. We'll drop back down on D here. We're on what the street signs would call the north side of town. I always think of it as west. I don't know how stable this 360 is going to be. Again, we'll always just kind of figuring stuff out, exploring, discovering, hopefully having a good time while we're doing it. You can see there's a lot of these camper trailers around. People love to get out into the outdoors here. A lot of people have bought campers the last couple of years. These look older than that, but it's a lot of fun, you know, and it's a great way if you've got family to make it a little less raw A little more fun for everybody. Especially if it's going to rain. Kind of like this little ravine here. It's if you go down further, closer to town to the left, it turns into a little bit of a farm. People have some, I think, goats or ponies or something back in there. Pretty neat to have in town. But we're gonna go this way. Kids having a great time. Make a left on Summit. Get my air back. You can see the view out there. That little magpie yelling at us. Just saw a sticker with a sage grouse on it. One of my favorite birds. Crossing B Street. This is Main Street, so it doesn't actually, there's a main downtown, but it doesn't go through. And I believe this is the Mormon church, temple. It is, I believe. And I think we're gonna swing left here, even though it's getting us further away from the car if it does rain, because there's a nice view up here of downtown. And I keep saying, oh, you can probably see this or that, but I forget that this is a wide angle lens, and so things look really far away. Can't tell if we're recording 360 or not. Fun experiment. So I've been up here 3 or 4 times now the last couple weeks, and I love this retro looking camper trailer off to the left. A Terry Classic. Pretty cool. Cool design. Coming up on Montana Street. And if you go down to the right, that's kind of the main access to this part of town. There's another neighborhood over by the soccer fields and the National Guard Depot. And it's kind of on the other side of that ravine I was talking about, where it might be fun to ride bikes. Kind of leads down and up into the next one. Oh, got a car coming. You could see, I don't know if you saw the sign, but this hill, this street also goes down. It's pretty steep, and in winter it gets pretty icy, or can. So they have this warning sign saying, don't take it if it's icy. I've never dared it, mainly because it's so cold up here in winter. A lot of cars all of a sudden. So you can see the rest of Main Street down there and the underpass that goes under the railroad tracks. Oh, a little mule deer here. A couple of them, I think. Looking down, I'm gonna let this car pass. And then this little street here is pretty narrow, one way. Yeah, you did. And I'm gonna try and hustle through here so I'm not in the blind spot. That gray building straight ahead is the Yellowstone Gateway Museum. Great little museum if you're in town. A lot of neat little displays and that sort of thing. And then also once a year they generally have kind of a living history type thing. They bring people in to do the blacksmith stuff, and a teacher for the little schoolhouse they have there, flint knapping. We did a what is that called, atlatl throwing one time. That was a lot of fun. It's building behind that giant wall. And the brick building in the distance, directly ahead, other side of the tracks, is the depot. the old train depot. And on just the other side of that, you can barely make it out, is the Murray Hotel. And this is a trail that I think I've walked on before with you guys, the Hopa Mountain Trail. I think Hopa is one of the local nonprofits. And you can see the beautiful Yellowstone River Valley. The weather can be really harsh, but then you get days like this and it is absolutely beautiful. Rail yards. All right, we don't have much battery yet, so we're gonna head up on 2nd. Excuse me. Try not to get run over again. Try again not to get run over. I guess this is West Gallatin. This is 2nd Street. The road, that side road, is West Gallatin. Comes down as Main and makes a hard right turn, becomes West Gallatin. Look at these fruit trees. And these aren't even at peak bloom. That was last week before it snowed. You can see these houses were built mainly in the 60s and 70s, I think. 80s maybe. Very distinct style. There's some lilacs in bloom. Look at those. So the lilacs here come in lavender and white. I've only seen lavender, I mean, tonight, yeah. Look at these. Look how beautiful they are in the wind. Love it. One of my favorite flowers. I'm going to show you the sign again. They've got one here. Warning, no travel when snowpacked or icy. Must use Montana Street. Ooh, look at this. Somebody had either a tree house or a, I don't know, shade structure. It's pretty cool. I like it. That's fun. So you can see this yard is overgrown. I don't know if it's just ignored or they had this citywide initiative for people to not mow their yards in May to help the bees. And hopefully it did. I don't know. I certainly didn't mow my yard. I'm the grass got pretty tall, so we'll see how it goes when I go to chop it down the first time. I'll set the blade high. Back to the church. I think that's a Mormon church. I don't, it could be Episcopal. I don't really know my various divisions. This is 2nd and Summit. We're crossing Summit on 2nd. Maybe we'll look into a sign up here. All right, we're down to 0 video battery. I want to thank you guys for joining us. We will see you again soon, hopefully from Idaho, if not, somewhere in Montana. We will see you again soon. Until then, keep on stepping.